So we're ready to start making our SLC website. And so the first thing to do is to go to Weebly.com. Now we need to either sign up or log in. If you click on sign up, you'll sign up with the red button, the Google Plus button, and that way you'll have access through your tcapstudent.net account. If you already have an account like I do, click on log in and use the same red button to log in. That'll connect you to your tcapstudent.net account. In my case, I have a couple different Google accounts connected, so I'm going to make sure I select my tcapstudent.net account, and I'm into the dashboard. I'm going to start a new site, and if you have no sites, there will be an image here. If you already have a couple websites, you'll use this down arrow to select Add Site. Okay, here we are looking at the various themes that are available, and you're going to need to pick one of these to start your website. So I'm going to click from the personal themes. I can always view more if I don't see one I like. And so I'm going to pick, so that looks like one I'm going to use. I'm going to click on Start Editing. It'll take a few seconds to create the site. And then it's going to ask you to name your web address. This is not the title of your website. It's the link that you're going to give people to get to your website. So I'm going to try putting in my first initial and last name. You'll notice that's already taken. I'm aware of that. It's my other website. So I'm going to put a number at the end, and I'll put 17. That's taken as well. That's another website that I did as a demonstration. So I'm just going to add 20 onto that. And now I have that's available. I'm ready to go. I click continue. The first thing I'm going to do once I'm here is delete the pages that I know I don't need. I'll click on the Pages tab, and it shows me these 4 extra pages. I have to have a home page, and I'll show you how to edit that shortly. But I'm going to get rid of these other 4 because there's so much on them that I would have to delete that it's easier to just start from scratch. So once I'm in this view, I'm going to click on Blog, and then I'm going to click Delete. Yes, I want to delete the page. Click on Community and do the same thing, and I'm going to do that for the other 2 pages as well. Okay, so now I'm down to just a home page, and that's great because what I'm going to do now, change some of the text that's on the page and begin to build my own website. So the first thing I'm going to do is change this top part, this upstart, to Denoller SLC 17, and that'll be like the title for the whole page. Down here, I've already got these text boxes I can use, so I'm going to take advantage of that, and I'm just going to simply replace that with things that I know are required in my portfolio, one of which is the name of the school and my name. So I'm going to do that right now. I haven't had to change my fonts. I just used what was already there in the theme, but this read more, I'm going to take that out. I hover over the element, anything I want to delete, and I simply click that red X when I point to it. Are you sure? Yes, that's gone. You'll notice the box adjusts. Now I've got this funny picture of a plant behind here, and that's not really anything I need. So I'm going to replace that. And you'll notice when I click on the box, Edit Background pops up. That's what I want to do. I'm going to replace that image, and I'm going to find something from my computer to replace the picture of the plant, which doesn't seem terribly meaningful. So I have changed the image to actually a picture of me playing with the jazz band, and that's great. You'll see some more pictures like that throughout this demonstration. Down on the rest of the page, though, there's all this stuff I don't need. This advice for entrepreneurs, this is what I was talking about, all these things that get added when you select a theme. And there's quite a bit here, but fortunately, I'm only going to have to do this on this home page. You won't always see this many items on a page that you have to get rid of. So if it turns out that there's way too many, maybe you want to pick a different theme. All I do is hover over the item I want to get rid of and then click the red X that appears and confirm that. So I'm going to do this to the rest of the page. So I've deleted all those elements, and now you can see that the rest of my page is pretty clean. This is just my home page. The next thing I'm going to do is add the pages that I know are required for my SLC. And to do that, I am looking at my Pages menu, and I click on the plus sign, and that's going to add a page. It's going to be a standard page, and this one is called Personal Biography. And for this one, I'm going to take the header off because I don't need that image to appear. It'll still say denoller SLC 17 at the top, and then I'll put some more elements down here when I get to actually editing the page. I'm going to add the rest of the pages for my SLC right now. So I've added all those pages, but you'll notice that I've got one of them in the wrong order. Resume is supposed to be after personal biography. That's easy to fix. I take my cursor and I hover over the 3 dots to the left of the word resume. I click and hold, and I drag it up and put it underneath personal biography. You can do that with any of these. So now we're going to return to our personal biography page and add some elements to complete this personal biography. How do we do that? Well, first we need to click on Build. Once we select the Build menu, we're still on our personal biography page. We're going to add a title. We're going to add some text. I'm going to want to add an image, but I'm going to put some text in here first so that it's easier to place my photo where I want it to go. So the first thing I'm going to do is add a title here. I'm just simply going to call this Personal Biography, and I can make that a little bit bigger, that text, but there's a limit to how big I can make it. That looks fine to me. Then I've already written part of a biography. I'm going to paste that in here. I've copied it already. And that's really wide. We tend not to like to read things that are that wide. So here's where I'm going to take an image, and I'm going to put an image next to this text so that there's something else to look at, and it makes the text easier to read. I'll select image, and I'm going to drag it over here, and I'm going to put it on the right of this text. You'll notice there's a little blue bar that pops up over there. When I let go, it creates a space for the image and moves the text over to the left. I'll click on this to upload an image, select a photo from my computer, click open, and there's my photo. Now I'm going to add another element, but I want to make sure there's a break in between what's at the top and what comes next. So I'm going to come over here and grab spacer. I'm going to put my spacer right underneath my text and the photo. You'll notice that if I put it here, the blue bar goes all the way across. That's where I want it. So now anything that I'm going to put underneath here will make sure that it doesn't blend in with the photos or with the text. The next thing I'm going to add to this is actually a slideshow, and that's up here in the basic menu. I'm going to grab my slideshow. I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to try to put it underneath my spacer. I want it to have these thumbnails, so I'm going to click on thumbnails on the right and then click continue, and then I select a bunch of photos from my computer. Sometimes it doesn't grab all the photos at once. I tried to select 12. I put 10 in there. I can go back in and select the ones that it missed if I wish by simply clicking and holding and dragging it into this box. And once I'm done, then I'm going to click on Save. And you'll notice that that puts a slideshow right where I wanted it to be. And it is actually set to auto advance every 5 seconds. You can add captions to all your photos if you wish. So it's a nice way to add a bunch of pictures, especially if you have artwork or if you have pictures of a robotics tournament or your science lab or a picture of you giving a presentation, whatever it happens to be. So those are some easy ways to add different elements to your website. You're probably not going to have to worry about a map or a contact form or a newsletter, any of that stuff. You might want to add a YouTube video. If you did, let me actually select a different page. We go to my strengths and weaknesses page, and then I'm going to click build. And let's say you wanted to add a YouTube video. You would simply grab this element, pull it over into where you want it to show up, and then you'll see this kind of space filler for a YouTube video. It's not going to play that Amazing Northern Lights thing. When you click on the element that you've placed, okay, what is the URL for the video? And this would be something that is a video that you're allowed to use because you created it, or maybe your parents took a video of you at the band concert, whatever it happens to be, something that you own. You'll put in the URL, tell it where you want it to be on the page. You can have it auto size, or you can select what kind of size video you want to show. So all kinds of different options. For each page, you will add the information that is relevant for that page. For your meaningful work reflections page, for example, click on build, You can actually add your meaningful work reflection documents by clicking and dragging document into your page. You might have to experiment around with this to see how it works for you. Those of you using Chromebooks might be able to connect directly to Google Drive. Otherwise, what it says here is to upload a file, and when I click that, it says upload a file from my computer. If you're using a netbook and not a Chromebook, that might be possible for you. If you're using a Chromebook, I'm interested to see if it tries to open a file directly from Google Drive. If so, that's great. If not, we'll find another way around it. One solution to that is to, instead of connecting a document, you can simply add a text box and then copy and paste your meaningful work reflection into that space. If you're going to do that, make sure that you add a title above each meaningful work reflection so that it's easy for us to see what each element is. So maybe you're about to paste in a meaningful work reflection for a chemistry lab you did. Give us a title, click here to edit, copy and paste your meaningful work reflection into that space. How complex your website ends up being is up to you. When you are done building your website and you're ready to make this thing go live, there's a blue button in the upper right hand corner that says publish. When you click that button, it will tell you, don't forget, here's your website address. You'll say continue, and there is your published link. Copy that and save that somewhere so you can get back to that website quickly. Don't worry about this upgrade stuff. They want you to buy something. And that's all there is to it. Now that we've hit publish, it's live. When I can copy that link address and put it into a new tab. And here we are at my 2017 SLC webpage with my menu at the top. There's my biography and my photo and another slideshow.